So hello. Actually, this is my second time here in Moodle Mood. Last year presentation was also something to boost your Moodle. So it was boost your Moodle reports. So I guess it's gonna be a habit every time we're gonna boost something in Moodle. So my presentation will cover a few points which I modified to Moodle or to the server because of the faculty requests that we get to improve things, save myself at work. So I'm gonna try not to use technical words because some people are not technical. And if you're the faculty side or staff side, you can just relay these points to your technical people in case you like the point which I did, and we can discuss the technical. Technical people, please, I'm gonna try not to use technical words. So if it sounded weird, so just bear with me. So I work for the American University of Beirut. On Moodle, we've got like more than 1,500 courses, more than 12,000 users. Nearly 75% of our courses are now on Moodle. So that's why I had to do some couple of tunings, few tunings to the server to help me, let's say, improve the backup. So as you know, backup will just back up all your Moodle courses. Let's say if you have these 1,000 courses, instead of taking 1 hour to back up, or let's say sometimes it reached 8 hours to back up these courses, I had to come up with certain code tuning so that I can choose which categories I want to back up and thus specify which courses I'm going to back up. So I created a small web interface where you can see dynamically the categories that we have. So each time you add a category, it will directly appear on this interface. Then I have the dates, so I can select each category, which date to backup. So on Moodle side, I'll just turn on backup, enable it to run every single day. Let's say at 1 a.m. Okay, and then from this interface, I'll be able to override this and choose which categories to back up. Because we have archive categories, courses not being used in this semester. So I don't want it to be included in the backup, taking backup space on tape and runtime. So you can just select, deselect. So there's the cron, which runs every 5 minutes. So at midnight, it will turn on the backup process. So at some point, it will go read another part of the code, check the categories, and either skip the courses or include them in the backup. So when cron is running, it will go check which category is being selected. This code will then go down and check which courses are being selected or which courses belong to this category, include them in the backup or exclude them, and continue the process. Another issue is the 1 hour old material. Our backup runs at night, so on tape, but sometimes a professor, by mistake, we got this case, who deleted a quiz for 300 students. So there's no way for us to come back, tell the 300 students to redo the exam. And this was done early morning on a Monday. So just imagine the problem I was facing the start of the week. So we were able to solve it, but the exam was not included in the backup because they just finished, and the backup is done at night. So from this incident, I had to come up with a way to be able to restore material which have been deleted not more than 1 hour ago. All right? So this also helped me in case the site is down or I want to do some critical backup or something. I can directly switch to this other server on which I'm doing a redundant copy synchronization to the other server. With the worst case scenario is 1 hour of data loss. And the other case is when a human error on the application, a professor deletes something. From this code also, the modification, I was able to restore this 1 hour old material. So this is how it looks. You have the main Moodle server and you have the redundant server. So every 1 hour, we have a copy of the database, copy of the data, and then suddenly a human error occurs. You just go look up the data on the redundant server, and you restore the exact module or course that has been lost. So this same code, you just can modify it to run every 24 hours. So in that case, in case something happened last night, you don't have to go to the data center, change the tape, restore from last night or something. We have on the same redundant server this snapshot, which takes place every 24 hours, and it acts, or the code is same as the one for every 1 hour, and it helps me directly to log into the second server, get the material that has been deleted last night, restore it in like 10, 15 minutes, rather than taking 1 or 2 hours, put the tape, look up the data, and get it back. Also, every 24 hours, I'm doing a snapshot for the database. So this is how it looks. This is the 24 hours old material. It's the same. We synchronize to a different instance. Then we get it the other day in case something wrong happened. Then we have the database dump. It's done on the main server. We keep 15 copies back, so it's 15 days. It's done every night around 8 p.m. So it also helps me, even rather than going to the server. It depends on the problem. Let's say if you deleted an assignment file submission, I have to go to the previous solution. In case you deleted something which is text, which you inserted text, let's say a web page or something, and text was missing or didn't save or correctly, we can go to the database, which is on the same server. So I just get the database and try to restore it on another server, and I get the text that you actually wrote. So in brief, it's just another way to restore your material which you lost 24 hours ago, instead of going to a tape. Another improvement I did, which also tackles the backup itself, it's including logs and not including the logs. When you include the log in backup, it will hit the MDL log table, and it's a very huge table. It will take lots of time when you include it in the backup. So logs are also very important because we face several attempts for cheating or accessing material you shouldn't access. So at many times, professors go back to the logs to check the students. So that's why I cannot exclude all the time. And including them in the backup will take more time. So that's why I created also a script which will disable logs in backup during the week and enable it again automatically during the weekend. So that way, during the weekend, I have a backup of the course, including all the logs that happened during the week. And it starts on Saturday, it might end on Sunday. I don't care. There's not much load like during the week. So this is a snapshot from the admin side, from the backup settings that you have. So this script will either include this check, it will check the logs, or disable it. Another thing, we used to do backup very early mornings, or let's say upgrading to 1910. It was the latest upgrade we did. I had to put the server in maintenance mode for like a few minutes, all right? So instead of going to work, let's say we assigned this backup to this upgrade to start on at 7:30. So instead of going early and having to put it in maintenance mode, getting ready, and then upgrading, I just put a script which will put the server in maintenance mode at a certain time and date. This we also use at the end of the semester when we have to back up and restore the courses. So we put the server in maintenance mode at night, late at night, around 1 a.m., do the final backup for the courses, and then in the morning we start cleaning up the courses from the students. So this also, I had to do this. I had to wake up at night a couple of times before I wrote this script. So like at one point, I had to give another guy admin access to go just click the maintenance mode, and by mistake, he relayed this to the director, and I was in trouble. Why did you give him admin access? So I had to write a script, and it really helped me sleep. Then another problem which I was facing, there's another guy responsible for giving admin access to the server when he needs help. So what he does is, there's a lot of load, so he gives temporary access to a person as admin privileges. Then he forgets removing him at the end of the day, and out of nowhere the director knows, or while she's checking. So again, she calls back saying, how did you add this person, didn't remove him? So from this incident also I had to write a script which will remove all admins except me and the other guy, remove them at 6 p.m. And in case you have a temporary admin, but he has to be added every day and removed before you leave, another script will just add him early morning. So this is also the admin side. You'll see like we have 5 admins on Moodle, and there's one main admin who has to be there all the time. So we just leave home at 6, all these 4 will be removed. The other day, in a script, you specify 2 certain people, we need them all the time. They will be added in the morning before we reach there. Also, I tackled the banner issues. We created like few banners, just not to keep the same banner when you log into Moodle on the theme. So we designed few banners, and every week or couple of weeks, there is a script which will rotate the banners, so that the students or faculty think that you're actually doing the work. But whereas we just did it once, like for 1 or 2 days, and for the rest of the year, they think that you're continually updating your Moodle. Okay, I also did some minor tunings to the course settings. They have been dragging since 1.5 and upgrading them till 1.9. But I did them like such as course disable the instructor from changing course name, short name, course ID, because we have certain conventions, and we need our reports to read the course name in a certain format. So if we allow the professor just to change the name, our reports will be messed up. Other issues such as the enrollment availability settings, disabling the professor from adding students. So we use Active Directory, and we have reports to read how many students we have, how many students actually access the course. But suddenly you see on these reports that you have 1,000 students in a certain professor's course, which is not logical. So we saw that this option was enabled. We did these settings to just disable the instructor from adding anyone. So in case the student does not actually belong to the course and he wants him to attend, he just has to send us an email. So this is, for example, the course name, how it looks for the instructor. He cannot change anything, neither the course ID, short name, nor full name. And the below image is how the admin sees it. We can modify anything just to apply our conventions we're using. And then under course settings, that's the admin view. Nothing is changed, but that's how the instructor views it. I removed the enrollment because we don't need it. We're actually handling the enrollment from Active Directory. When you graduate, you're disabled, your course is put in archive. So, in brief, these are some of the scripts running on the server, excluding anything that has to do with security or checkups. So, we have the cron running every 5 minutes. We have the backup, which creates zip files, which runs after midnight. Then we have the synchronization to the second server every 1 hour, but on the 30th minute. Then at 5:30 a.m. we have the zip files moved to an external hard disk because we've got a lot, And what I'm trying to do is keep a daily zip up backup for the whole 1,000 courses which we choose. Then at 7:45 we add the admins. At 6 we remove the admins, and just before midnight we dump the database. So this is done every day. During the weekend, I just enable the logs, have the backup running, including the logs. On Sunday, I'll just disable it. And every 4 months, at the end of the semester, I set up the date. When do we need to back up Moodle, put the courses aside, clean up the courses. And that's when maintenance mode saves me, and like it puts the server in maintenance mode. We do the work, and then it puts it back on maintenance mode off, so it means the server is back live again. And this is another picture to show how things run. We have every 1 hour, synchronization every 24 hours, then the database. Then we can restore from either the redundant server or from the database which I got and restore it onto another server. So I hope this gave you a few tips how to save yourself from faculty problems, deleting stuff suddenly, like deleting a quiz which has taken place for 100 or 300 students. Yeah.
So obviously, if faculty are able to delete things, is that because they need permissions to add things?
Yep. When they delete, it's their course. They created a quiz, and usually, like some quizzes reach 300 submissions, 400 submissions running at the same time. Okay, and just directly after the quiz has been done, he clicked delete. Don't ask me why. Even though Moodle asks you, are you absolutely sure? He clicked yes. So it's either, and since I don't know if you have professors here, they never take the blame, so it's your system. You have to find a way. So at that time, I had to go back to the redundant server, get the records from each table, collect them back again. So to save myself, it took me like 1 full day of work. So I did these minor tunings. So now if you delete up to 1 hour, I can restore it. And now it's known. If you did a mistake and coming back in 2 hours, I'll tell you it's not.
Do you restore the whole database?
You have to restore the database and then extract what you want from it from another server, not on the same server. Yeah. Yeah. Binary logs? Logs. Okay. So you okay. Okay. But if the server was down, you can just turn up the other server. It's being done on the same server or on a redundant machine. Okay. So actually, this machine, the redundant server, was mainly done if the server was suddenly down, it will directly switch to the other machine. So they're done on different servers. But including this point, your solution, maybe it will be better. Like, yeah. Yeah. And you're using which engine on MySQL? Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, please. Yeah. Okay, maybe you give it to me also. And you can also do it on a redundant server. Changes. Okay. can do it like these changes each minute. All right, go. What tools? I'm running on Linux, so I use lots of scripts, which I did. And on tape, I use backup exec. We have it running on Windows, and we have an agent to connect to the Linux servers. So we have the data being backed up on tape, and as zip files, the zip files are moved to external hard disks.
Have you not tried using cloud storage like Amazon S3?
No, we're not going to cloud solutions right now. Maybe we might do a local cloud, but not external.
Talk about every hour backing up or syncing your database with data. What sort of size is your Moodle data out to sync?
If you think every hour, it's not huge. Like it takes a couple of minutes to be synchronized.
Taking the stuff that's been changed.
Yeah,
How long does it take to do the initial sync?
it took quite some time. Because we're talking like about 300 gigs. So once you set up the server, it will take 2-3 hours probably. We're using 10 gig networks.
Do you think you're going to have to rethink your strategy when it comes to moving to big data databases?
Yeah, actually, I started testing Moodle 2 last year after I left the conference, and I saw like many things were still missing. And I resumed testing a week ago before I come here. And the first things I noticed, I did like small tests on the server as a load, and it's like 2 to 3 times slower than 1.9. But all these scripts, I had a look at the tables, can be directly done. It's like, let's say there are general scripts. They don't have to do with the Moodle structure, how it looks. So these scripts, I'm fine. But what I'm worried about also is the reports, which I created like 4 years ago. Till now, we're running them. They're very detailed reports, and they have to do with the tables. So upgrading these reports are being used by the registrar or these. So this will take me pretty much time to upgrade it. But I don't think we're going to upgrade soon.
We've got to move on to the next session now. If you're asked that question.
All right. Thank you.